Captain Ta Kim sat in his command chair on the bridge of the Dauntless Asterisk. The ship was quiet as it moved through the empty space near the edge of human territory. The screens around him showed stars and darkness. Nothing unusual. "Captain, I'm picking up something strange," said Officer Han, who watched the sensor screens. His fingers moved quickly across the controls. "It's big. Very big." Ta stood up and walked to Han's station. "Show me." The main screen lit up with an image that made everyone on the bridge stop and stare. A massive ship at least 5 times the size of the Dauntless Asterisk moved toward them. It had sharp angles and a dark metal surface that seemed to swallow light rather than reflect it. "Have we seen anything like this before?" Tai asked, his voice calm despite the tension in his chest. "No, sir," replied Commander Du, his second in command. "It doesn't match any known ship design." Ta nodded. "Send the standard greeting message. All languages, all frequencies." The bridge crew worked quickly. The giant ship came closer. "Sir, they're responding," said Communications Officer Yuna. "Audio and visual. On screen," ordered Ta. The image that appeared made several crew members gasp. The alien had gray-blue skin and 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern. Its mouth was wide with teeth that looked like small knives. "I am Supreme Commander Kragath of the Vorax Imperium," the alien said in a deep, rumbling voice. The translator worked well enough for them to understand. "You are trespassing in Vorax space. Surrender your vessel immediately." Ta stood straight and faced the screen. "I am Captain Ta Kim of the United Earth Alliance vessel Dauntless Asterisk. According to our star charts, this is neutral space. We mean no harm and wish to establish peaceful contact." The alien's 4 eyes blinked in an odd pattern. "Neutral space. There is no such thing. All space belongs to the Vorax, or is waiting to belong to the Vorax." The alien made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Your primitive vessel and species pose no threat to us. Surrender now, and your crew will live as servants. Resist, and you will be destroyed." Tai kept his face neutral. "Supreme Commander, I suggest we discuss this. War benefits neither of us. We have much to offer in peaceful trade and—" "Enough," Kragath interrupted. "You have 1 Earth hour to surrender. Then we will take your ship by force and study your biology as we dismantle your vessel." The screen went black. "Well, that went well," muttered Du. Tai turned to his crew. "Battle stations, send an emergency message to Earth Command. Include all data on the Vorax ship." He turned to the weapons station. "Min, is the special package operational?" Lieutenant Min looked up from his console with wide eyes. "Sir, the Sunfire system is still experimental. It's never been tested in combat." "Is it operational?" Tai repeated firmly. Min nodded slowly. "Yes, sir. Basic functions are online, but engineering says it's unstable." Ta nodded and tapped his communication badge. "Engine room. This is the captain. Get me Chief Engineer Ba." "Ba here, sir," came a voice over the speaker. "Jun, how fast can we get the Sunfire system combat ready?" There was a pause. "Sir, that system is dangerous. It could overload our power grid or worse. I know the risks, but I need options. That ship out there is not interested in talking." Jun sighed. "Give me 30 minutes. I can't promise it will work, but it will be ready to try." "You have 20, Ta said. "We need to be ready to run or fight." As the crew prepared for what might come, Ta looked at the giant alien ship on the screen. The Vorax thought humans were weak and primitive. They expected an easy victory. Tai smiled slightly. The Vorax didn't know about Sunfire. They didn't know what humans could do when pushed into a corner. They were about to learn. The message from the Dauntless Asterisk reached Earth in minutes. On the main military base in Seoul, alarms rang out. Officers ran to their stations as screens lit up with the image of the huge alien ship. Commander Sun Park walked calmly into the control room while others rushed around him. He was an older man with gray hair and a face marked by years of hard decisions. He studied the alien ship on the main screen. "So they finally came," he said quietly. General Choi looked at him with surprise. "You knew about these aliens?" Sun nodded. "Not these exactly. But I studied space for 30 years. I always said we would meet something like this someday." He pointed to the screen. "Look at their ship design. The sharp angles, the dark metal. This is not their first contact with other species. This is a race that has fought many wars." In another part of the base, Engineer Ji Lee was pulled from her sleep by urgent knocking on her door. When she opened it, 2 soldiers stood there. "Engineer Lee, you need to come with us now. Commander Park has called for you." Jai quickly put on her uniform. Her heart beat fast. She knew why they wanted her. The Sunfire system. 20 minutes later, Jai stood in her room with Commander Sun and other high-ranking officers. The image of the Vorax ship filled the wall screen. "Engineer Lee," said Sun, "your father designed the Sunfire system. You know it better than anyone else. Can it work against this?" He pointed to the alien ship. Jai looked at the screen. She thought of her father who had died 6 months ago. He had created Sunfire as a way to harness energy from stars. No one else believed it would work. No one except Captain Ta, who agreed to test it on the Dauntless Asterisk. The Sunfire system was designed to collect and store energy, Jai explained. But with some changes, yes, it could be used as a weapon. She paused. "A very powerful weapon." Sun nodded. "Good, because if that ship is what I think it is, we're going to need it." A young officer rushed into the room with a tablet. "Sir, we found something in our old star maps. These aliens, the Vorax, they've been seen before." The officer put the tablet on the table. Everyone gathered around to see ancient images drawn by an alien race that had made contact with Earth 50 years ago. The images showed ships very similar to the one facing the Dauntless Asterisk now. The Yumi people called them the Devourers, the officer explained. They said the Vorax had destroyed hundreds of worlds. The Yumi were running from them when they found Earth. "Where are the Yumi now?" asked General Choi. Sun's face was grim. "They left Earth after sharing some technology with us. They said they needed to keep moving." He looked at the images. "Now we know why." Ji felt cold fear in her stomach. The Dauntless Asterisk can't fight that ship alone, even with Sunfire. "They won't fight," said Sun. "Captain Tai is too smart for that. He'll retreat and bring us information." He turned to the others. "We need to prepare. If the Vorax are coming, we need every ship, every weapon." He looked at Jai. "And we need Sunfire ready for all our ships. Can you do that?" Ji thought of her father. He had always believed humans could face anything if they were brave and clever. "Yes," she said. "I can make it work." Back on the Dauntless Asterisk, Captain Todd watched as the huge Vorax ship moved closer. The hour was almost up. His crew waited for his orders, fight or run. Tai made his decision. "Plot a course away from Earth. Maximum speed on my mark." He looked at his weapons officer. "And keep Sunfire ready. We may need it sooner than we think." As the Dauntless Asterisk prepared to jump away, Ta wondered if Earth would be ready when the real invasion came. Because he knew now, this was just the beginning. On the main ship of the Vorax fleet, Supreme Commander Kragath stood before a large screen. It showed hundreds of warships moving into position. Each one was bigger and more powerful than the small human ship that had escaped 3 days ago. "How many worlds have these humans settled?" Kragath asked the smaller Vorax beside him. 12 major colonies, Supreme Commander, answered Sub-Commander Drac. "Their main world, Earth, is heavily defended, but the colonies are weak." Kragath's 4 eyes narrowed. The scout ship reported their technology is primitive, yet that small ship had an energy reading unlike anything we've seen before. Drac looked nervous. "A simple trick, Supreme Commander. Nothing to worry about." Krageth turned to face his subordinate. 17 species we have conquered. 17 civilizations that now serve the Vorax. None gave us trouble. He pointed to the star map. These humans are different. I can feel it. What are your orders, Supreme Commander? Krageth studied the map. We will not attack Earth directly. First, we will take their colony called Harmony. It is close and poorly defended. His wide mouth formed what might be a smile. Let us see how these humans fight when their people are dying. Meanwhile, on Earth, the United Earth Alliance had gathered all available warships. It was not many, just 30 ships that could fight. The rest were science vessels or cargo ships. Captain Taz stood in a large meeting room with other ship captains. Commander Sun showed them images of the Vorax fleet taken by long-range scanners. 300 ships, Sun said. At least. And each one is a match for our best warships. The room was quiet. Then Captain Taz spoke. What about Sunfire? Engineer Lee said it could be modified for all our ships. Sun nodded to Jay, who stood up from her seat. She looked tired. Dark circles showed under her eyes from days without sleep. We've installed Sunfire on 10 ships so far, G said. But it's not stable. The system draws power from nearby stars. If used wrong, it could destroy the ship using it. One captain laughed without humor. So our best weapon might kill us instead of the enemy. Great. It's all we have, said Commander Sun firmly. The Vorax fleet will reach the Harmony colony in 2 days. We need to be there when they arrive. Later, in a smaller room, Tada found G working on a computer. Complex diagrams of the Sunfire system filled the screen. Will it work? Tai asked simply. G didn't look up. Maybe. My father designed it to create energy, not as a weapon. But the principle is the same. It pulls power from stars and focuses it. She finally looked at him. The problem is control. Too much power, and she made an explosion gesture with her hands. Tay sat down beside her. On the Dauntless asterisk, when we faced the first Vorax ship, I almost used it. I know, said Jay. The ship sent back the data. You were lucky you didn't. But now we have no choice, said Ta. Jay nodded slowly. No choice. She pointed to the screen. I've made some changes. It should be more stable now, but still. She didn't finish. Todd put his hand on her shoulder. Your father would be proud of what you're doing. Jai smiled slightly. He always said humans are good at one thing, surviving when we shouldn't. The next morning, the Earth fleet prepared to leave. 30 ships against 300. But they were the best ships humans had built, with the best crews, and now with a weapon no one fully understood. As Captain Tide returned to the Dauntless asterisk, he saw Engineer G walking up the ramp to his ship. What are you doing? He asked. Coming with you, she said. Someone needs to control Sunfire during battle. Who better than me? Todd wanted to argue, but knew she was right. Welcome aboard, then. As the Earth fleet left orbit, heading toward Harmony Colony and the coming battle, everyone had the same thought. Would they ever see Earth again? Harmony Colony was beautiful. Blue oceans covered most of the planet. The land had green forests and fields of crops. 200,000 people lived there in cities built of white stone. Today, those cities burned. From the bridge of his ship, Supreme Commander Kragath watched as Vorax fighters dropped bombs on the largest human city. Buildings fell. People ran. The few defense ships the colony had were already destroyed, floating as broken pieces in orbit. Pitiful, said Sub-Commander Drac. They had only 5 ships to defend this world. And yet they'd fought, said Kragath. All 5 attacked our lead ships despite having no chance of winning. He tapped his clawed fingers on the control panel. Interesting. The communications officer spoke up. Supreme Commander, most of the human population has escaped. They used transport ships while their defense forces kept our fighters busy. Kragath's 4 eyes blinked in surprise. They gave their lives to save civilians. This was not normal. Most species the Voraks had conquered saved their leaders first, leaving common people to die. "Sir," said another officer, "we detect ships coming out of light speed. Human ships. Many of them." Kragath moved to the main viewer. 30 human warships appeared, led by a ship he recognized, the Dauntless Asterisk, which had escaped his scout ship days ago. "Finally," he said, "a real fight." On the bridge of the Dauntless Asterisk, Captain Ta looked at the scene with horror. Harmony's cities were burning. Debris from destroyed ships floated in space. "We're too late to save the colony," said Commander Du beside him. "But not too late to make them pay," said Ta. He opened a channel to the other Earth ships. "All ships, attack pattern Alpha. Target their fighter base first." The Earth fleet moved forward, spreading out in a wide formation. The Vorak ships turned to meet them, but seemed unhurried, confident in their superior numbers and firepower. In the engine room of the Dauntless Asterisk, Engineer G worked frantically on the Sunfire system. Sweat ran down her face as she adjusted controls. "Not yet," she mumbled to herself. "Not stable enough yet." The ship shook as it took hits from Vorak's weapons. "Engine room, status." Tay's voice came over the speaker. "Sunfire isn't ready," Jai replied. "The energy pattern is unstable. If we use it now, we could destroy ourselves." On the bridge, Ta nodded. "Understood. We'll use conventional weapons for now." The battle was fierce. Earth ships fired everything they had: missiles, lasers, and plasma cannons. To everyone's surprise, they caused damage. 3 Vorak ships exploded as precise strikes hit weak points in their design. But the advantage didn't last long. The Voraks adjusted their shields and returned fire with devastating effect. 5 Earth ships were destroyed in minutes. "Pull back to position Beta," Tay ordered. "Concentrate fire on the lead ship." As the Earth fleet regrouped, something unexpected happened. The Vorak ships began to move away from Harmony. "They're pulling back," said Officer Han from the sensor station. "Not retreating, but repositioning." On the Vorak's command ship, Kragath watched the battle with new respect. "These humans," he said to his officers, "they fight well for primitives. They've destroyed 7 of our ships. But we've destroyed 12 of theirs," said Drac. "They cannot win." "Perhaps," said Kragath, "but I want to capture some of their ships intact. Especially that one." He pointed to the Dauntless Asterisk. "It has an energy signature unlike the others. I want to know what weapon they're hiding." Back on the Dauntless Asterisk, Tai received a message from Commander Sun on another ship. "We can't win this fight," Sun said, his face grim on the screen. "But we've learned their attack patterns and shield weaknesses. We need to retreat and plan a better strategy." Tai looked at the burning colony below, then at the remaining Earth ships, many damage. "Agreed," he said reluctantly. "All ships, prepare to jump to Rally Point Omega." As the Earth fleet prepared to retreat, Tai made a silent promise to the people of Harmony. This was just the beginning. The Voraks had won this battle, but they would not win the war. 3 days after the battle at Harmony, the Earth fleet hid in a dense asteroid field. Engineers worked day and night to repair damaged ships. Medical teams treated the wounded. Everyone worked with little rest, because they knew the Voraks would find them soon. On the Dauntless Asterisk, Engineer Jai had not slept for 2 days. She sat in the engine room surrounded by tools and computer screens. Her hands moved quickly as she made adjustments to the Sunfire system. Captain Tai entered the room with 2 cups of coffee. He handed one to Jie. "Any progress?" he asked. Jie took the coffee gratefully. "Yes, finally." She pointed to a diagram on her screen. "I've been studying the data from the battle. The problem with Sunfire isn't the energy collection. It's the release mechanism." She pressed a button, and the diagram changed to show the internal structure of the weapon. "My father designed Sunfire to collect star energy slowly and release it slowly as power for the ship. But we needed to release all that energy at once, as a weapon. She smiled for the first time in days. I think I've solved it. Todd looked at her with hope. You can make it work. Better than that, said Jai. I can make it work in a way the Voraks can't defend against. She showed him another diagram. Their shields are designed to block physical objects and energy weapons we normally use. But Sunfire doesn't create energy like our normal weapons. It collects and redirects actual stellar energy, the same energy that makes stars burn. Ta began to understand. And their shields aren't designed to stop that kind of energy. Exactly, said Jai. It would be like trying to stop a piece of the sun with a normal shield. It won't work. On Earth, Commander Sun met with military leaders in an underground bunker. The mood was grim as they reviewed reports from the battle at Harmony. We lost 18 ships, said General Choi. And the Voraks lost only 14. At this rate, we'll run out of ships before they even notice. We can't fight them ship to ship, agreed Sun. We need a different approach. He brought up a map of the sector where the Earth fleet was hiding. I propose a new strategy. Our main fleet will engage the Voraks head-on, but it will be a distraction. He zoomed in on the map. Meanwhile, the Dauntless and 2 other ships equipped with the Sunfire system will circle around through this nebula and hit their command ships from behind. General Choi looked skeptical. 3 ships against their command fleet. That's suicide. Not if Sunfire works as Engineer Lee believes it will, said Sun. And we just received a message from her. She's solved the stability problem. The room was quiet as everyone considered the plan. It was desperate, but they had no better options. How many ships do we commit to the main attack? Asked one admiral. All remaining ships except the 3 with Sunfire, said Sun. That's a big risk, said General Choi. If both attacks fail, we lose everything. Sun's face was stern. If we do nothing, we lose everything anyway. The Voraks won't stop at Harmony. They'll take all our colonies, then Earth. After more discussion, they agreed to the plan. Sun sent encrypted messages to the fleet with the new strategy. Back on the Dauntless Captain Ta called his senior officers together. He explained the new plan and the role their ship would play. This is a dangerous mission, he said honestly. We'll be separated from the main fleet, and we'll be using a weapon system that's never been tested in combat. Officer Han spoke up. What are our chances, sir? Ta looked at each face around him. I won't lie to you. Our chances are slim. But Engineer Lee has made significant improvements to Sunfire. If it works as she believes it will, we can change the course of this war. In the back of the room, Jid listened quietly. She believed in her work, but doubt still nagged at her. Would Sunfire really work against the Voraks? They would know soon enough. The next day, the Earth fleet prepared to leave the asteroid field. The final battle was about to begin. The main Earth fleet moved slowly through Theta Sector, where long-range scans had detected the Voraks armada. 18 human ships against more than 200 alien vessels. The odds were terrible, but that was part of the plan. Commander Sun stood on the bridge of the Indomitable Earth's largest battleship. His face showed no fear as the enemy ships appeared on the main screen. All ships, battle formation Delta, he ordered calmly. Remember the plan. We need to hold their attention for at least 2 hours. The Earth ships spread out in a wide arc. Their goal was not to win, but to look like they were trying to win. They needed to keep the Voraks focused on them while Captain Tai and the strike team got into position. The Vorak ships moved to meet them, their formation tight and confident. They still think we're primitive, said Sun to his second-in-command. Good. Let's show them we can at least put up a fight. He opened a channel to all ships. All vessels, engage on my mark. Target their lead ships and fire everything you have. 3, 2, 1, mark. The Earth fleet fired as one. Missiles, lasers, and plasma streams shot toward the Vorak ships. The aliens had improved their shields since the last battle, but some shots still got through. 3 Vorax ships took damage, with one breaking apart from a direct hit to its power core. But then the Vorax returned fire. Their weapons were stronger, their aim perfect. 2 Earth ships exploded immediately. A third spun out of control, its engines dead. On the bridge of the Indomitable Asterisk, Sun gripped his chair as the ship shook from enemy fire. "Shields at 60%, reported his tactical officer. "We've lost the Valiant Asterisk and the Defender Asterisk." Sun nodded grimly. "Continue firing. All ships, evasive pattern Omega. We need to last as long as possible." Meanwhile, far from the main battle, the Dauntless Asterisk and 2 other ships, the Phoenix Asterisk and the Horizon Asterisk, moved carefully through a dense nebula. The colorful gases hid them from Vorax sensors, but also made navigation difficult. On the bridge of the Dauntless Asterisk, Captain Ta watched the nebula swirl around them on the view screen. "How much longer until we clear the nebula?" he asked. 20 minutes, sir," answered Officer Han from the navigation station. Tay tapped his communication badge. "Engine room, status of Sunfire." Ji's voice came through the speaker. "Sunfire is ready, Captain. All 3 ships are synchronized and prepared to fire on your command." "Good," said Ta. "Be ready. As soon as we exit the nebula, we'll have only seconds to act before the Vorax detect us." In the engine room, Ji made final adjustments to the Sunfire controls. Her hands trembled slightly from exhaustion and worry. The system hummed with energy it had been collecting from nearby stars. It was like having a piece of the sun inside the ship, beautiful but deadly. "It will work," she whispered to herself. "It has to work." Back at the main battle, things were going badly for the Earth fleet. 6 more human ships had been destroyed, while the Vorax had lost only 12. Commander Sun's ship, the Indomitable Asterisk, had taken heavy damage. Fires burned on several decks, and the shields were failing. "Sir," said his tactical officer, "we can't hold out much longer. Most of our weapons are offline." Sun checked the time. "We've been fighting for 90 minutes. We need 30 more." He looked at the destruction around him. So many good people lost. But it would all be worth it if Ta's strike team succeeded. "Reroute all power from life support to weapons and shields," he ordered. "We fight until the end." In the Vorax command ship, Supreme Commander Kragath watched the battle with growing confusion. The humans fought well, but their tactics made no sense. They weren't trying to retreat or to break through the Vorax lines. They were just fighting. "Something is wrong," he said suddenly. "This isn't their real attack." "What do you mean, Supreme Commander?" asked Sub-Commander Drac. Before Kragath could answer, a sensor officer called out, "Sir, 3 ships detected coming out of the nebula behind us. They're heading straight for the command fleet." Kragath turned, his 4 eyes widening. "It's a trap. All command ships raise rear shields now." But it was too late. The Dauntless Asterisk had emerged from the nebula, and Sunfire was ready to fire. The Dauntless Asterisk emerged from the nebula directly behind the Vorax command ships. The other 2 human ships, the Phoenix Asterisk and the Horizon Asterisk, followed close behind. "Target the largest command ship," ordered Captain Tay, pointing at the massive vessel in the center of the Vorax formation. "Prepare to fire Sunfire on my command." In the engine room, Engineer G activated the Sunfire system. The ship began to vibrate as energy flowed through special conduits. The lights dimmed for a moment, then brightened again. "Sunfire reaching full power," Jai reported over the comm. "Captain, once we fire, we'll need 3 minutes to recharge." "Understood," said Ta. "We'll only get 1 shot before they respond." On the bridge of his ship, Supreme Commander Kragath watched in confusion as the human vessel began to glow with strange energy. The ship looked like a small star against the darkness of space. "What is that?" he demanded. "What weapon is this?" "Unknown, Supreme Commander," replied his science officer. Our sensors show energy readings similar to a small star, but that's impossible. Kragath didn't wait to find out more. All ships, destroy that vessel now. The Vorax fleet began to turn, weapons charging, but they were too slow. On the Dauntless Captain Ta gave the order. Fire Sunfire. The ship shuddered as a beam of brilliant white-blue energy shot from its front section. The beam cut through space like a blade of pure light. It struck the Vorax flagship dead center. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the Vorax ship's shields flared brightly as they tried to stop the energy. But just as Jay had predicted, the shields couldn't block Sunfire's unique energy. The beam pierced through the shields and cut into the massive ship. It sliced through metal and machinery as if they were paper. The beam continued through the entire length of the flagship, cutting it cleanly in half. Both pieces of the ship drifted apart, then exploded in a massive ball of fire and debris. In the main battle, Commander Sun saw a bright flash from the direction of the Vorax command fleet. Despite his injuries, he smiled. "They did it," he said quietly. "Send word to all ships. Press the attack now." On the Vorax ships, confusion spread quickly. Supreme Commander Kragath was dead, along with most of the High Command. No one knew what had just happened or how the humans had created such a powerful weapon. "The flagship is destroyed," Sub-Commander Drax shouted, now in command of the second largest ship. "All ships, target those 3 human vessels immediately." The Vorax command fleet turned to attack the Dauntless and its companions. But the Phoenix and Horizon were already firing their own Sunfire weapons. Each beam found a target, destroying 2 more Vorax ships. On the Dauntless the crew cheered as they watched the enemy ships explode. "Sunfire recharging," reported G from the engine room. 2 minutes until we can fire again." "Evasive maneuvers," ordered Ta. "We need to stay alive until Sunfire is ready again." The 3 human ships darted between the larger Vorax vessels, using their smaller size to avoid enemy fire. But they couldn't dodge everything. The Horizon took a direct hit to its engines and began to spin out of control. "The Horizon is hit bad, sir," reported Officer Han. "Their Sunfire system is offline." Ta made a quick decision. "Move us between the Horizon and the enemy. We'll cover them until they can make repairs." The Dauntless moved to protect the damaged ship, taking several hits meant for the Horizon. The ship shook violently with each impact. "Shields at 30%, reported Commander Du. "We can't take much more of this." In the engine room, G worked frantically to speed up Sunfire's recharge process. The room was hot from overworked systems, and warning lights flashed on several panels. "Come on," she urged the system, "just a little faster." Then, just as their situation seemed hopeless, something changed. The Vorax ships began to pull back, creating distance between themselves and the deadly human weapon. For the first time in their 1,000-year history of conquest, the Vorax were afraid. The destruction of the Vorax flagship changed everything. Without Supreme Commander Kragath, the Vorax fleet lost its unity. Ships moved in different directions, some attacking, others pulling back. Sub-Commander Drac, now the highest-ranking officer, tried to regain control. "All ships, maintain formation," he shouted into the communication system. "Focus your fire on the glowing human vessels." But fear had taken root in the Vorax forces. 3 of their largest ships were destroyed by a weapon they couldn't understand. Some captains followed Drac's orders, but others began to retreat. On the Dauntless Captain Ta saw his opportunity. "Sunfire is recharged and ready," Jai reported from the engine room. Her voice sounded strained. "But Captain, there's a problem. The system is running too hot. If we fire more than twice more, it might overload." Tay thought quickly. "Understood. We'll make each shot count." He opened a channel to Commander Sun. "Commander, the Vorax fleet is in disarray. Now is the time to push forward. On the badly damaged Indomitable Commander Sun rallied his remaining ships. All vessels, attack pattern Gamma, he ordered. Target their weakened sections. Don't let them regroup. The Earth fleet, despite having lost more than half its ships, moved forward with new energy. They had seen the Vorac's flagship destroyed. They knew victory was possible now. The Phoenix one of the 3 ships with Sunfire, positioned itself carefully and fired its weapon again. The brilliant energy beam cut through 2 Vorax ships that were lined up in its path. Both exploded in massive fireballs. Meanwhile, on the Dauntless Tai ordered a bold move. Take us right into the middle of their command group, he told Officer Han. We'll fire Sunfire at the closest range possible. Sir, that's extremely dangerous, said Commander Du. We'll be surrounded. That's the point, said Ta. They're afraid of us now. Let's use that fear. The Dauntless moved deeper into the Vorax formation. Enemy ships actually moved away as it approached, trying to avoid the deadly human weapon. In the engine room, G worked frantically to keep the Sunfire system stable. Warning lights flashed all around her. The system wasn't designed for repeated firings in such a short time. Circuits overheated, and coolant systems struggled to keep up. Come on, she muttered to the machine. Just a little longer. On the bridge, Ta waited until they were surrounded by Vorax ships. Fire Sunfire, he ordered. This time, instead of firing at a single target, Jai had modified the beam to spread out in a wide arc. The energy swept around the ship in a circle, hitting multiple Vorax vessels at once. 5 enemy ships were damaged or destroyed in a single shot. The Dauntless was now at the center of chaos. Vorax ships tried to escape the deadly weapon, crashing into each other in their panic. The Phoenix reports their Sunfire system is offline, said Officer Han. Overheated. And ours? Asked Ta. 1 more shot at most, replied Han. Engineer Lee says after that, the system will likely burn out completely. Ta nodded. Make it count. Target the largest remaining command ship. As the Dauntless prepared for its final Sunfire attack, the main Earth fleet pushed forward under Commander Sun's leadership. They used the confusion among the Vorax to strike at vulnerable points. 3 more enemy ships fell to conventional weapons. Keep fighting. Sun encouraged his forces. We're winning. It was a word no one had expected to use in this battle. Winning. Against all odds, humanity was pushing back an enemy that had conquered 17 other species. In his new command ship, Sub-Commander Drac watched in disbelief as his forces fell into disorder. This is impossible, he said. They're primitives. How can they defeat us? An officer beside him had no answer. The Vorax had never encountered anything like Sunfire before. They had never faced an enemy who could turn the power of stars into a weapon. They had never faced humans before. The Vorax fleet was breaking apart. More than half their ships were destroyed or damaged. The rest were pulling back, trying to escape the deadly human weapon that had changed everything. Should we pursue them, sir? Asked Officer Han on the bridge of the Dauntless Captain Ta looked at the screen showing the retreating enemy ships. He was tired. His ship was damaged. Many good people had died today. No, he said finally. Let them go. They'll carry word of what happened here. That's worth more than destroying a few more ships. He opened a channel to all human vessels. All ships, hold position. Let the enemy retreat. The battle is won. A cheer went up across the bridge. Officers hugged each other. Some cried with relief. Against impossible odds, they had survived. They had won. In the engine room, Jay sat on the floor next to the now silent Sunfire system. The machine had burned out after its final shot, just as she predicted. Circuits were melted, and cooling systems had failed, but it had done its job. We did it, Father, she whispered, thinking of the man who had created this incredible technology. Your work saved us all. Days later, On the Vorax homeworld, the High Council met in an emergency session. 20 of the most powerful Vorax sat around a large table, their 4 eyes blinking nervously as they discussed the disaster. "Half our fleet destroyed," said one council member. "Supreme Commander Kragath dead. This has never happened before." "These humans," said another. "What are they? How did they create such a weapon?" The council leader raised his clawed hand for silence. "We have underestimated this species. They are not primitives as we thought. They are dangerous." "What do we do now?" asked a younger council member. The leader's 4 eyes narrowed. "We must decide. Do we rebuild our fleet and try again? Or do we leave human space alone?" The discussion continued for hours. For the first time in centuries, the Vorax considered peace instead of conquest. Meanwhile, on Earth, celebrations erupted in every city when news of the victory reached home. The Dauntless and the surviving ships returned to a hero's welcome. Crowds cheered as Captain Ta, Commander Sun, and Engineer Jai stepped off their ships. In a quiet moment during the celebrations, the 3 heroes stood together looking at the night sky. "What do you think the Vorax will do now?" asked Jai. "They'll be back someday," said Sun. "But not soon. They need time to recover, just like us." Ta nodded. "And next time, we'll be better prepared." Jai looked at the damaged Dauntless in the docking bay below them. "I'm already working on improvements to Sunfire. The next version will be more stable, able to fire multiple times without overheating." "That's good," said Ta. "But the weapon itself wasn't the only reason we won." He looked at his companions. It was people. Brave people willing to fight even when the odds seemed impossible. A week later, something unexpected happened. A small ship appeared at the edge of the solar system. It wasn't Vorax. It was from a species humans had never seen before. The aliens requested permission to land on Earth. They were welcomed cautiously, and when they met with Earth's leaders, they had an amazing story to tell. "We are the Notori," said their ambassador. "For 200 years, we have been slaves to the Vorax. But now we hear they have been defeated. By you." The ambassador bowed low. "We have come to thank you, and to ask for your help. 16 other species remain under Vorax control. If humans free themselves, perhaps they can help free others." Earth's leaders looked at each other. This was unexpected. Humanity had just fought for its own survival. Now, they were being asked to fight for others. Captain Tay, sitting in the meeting, thought about all they had lost. The colony's damage, the ships destroyed, the people who died. But he also thought about what they had gained: knowledge, experience, and most importantly, hope. He stood up. "The Vorax thought they had the upper hand, until our warships fired. Now they know better. And yes, we will help you." As he sat down again, Ta knew this was just the beginning. Humanity's journey among the stars would be difficult, but they would not face it alone. And the Vorax, they had learned a valuable lesson: never underestimate humans.